Hey guys, good morning. It's Sonia. How are ya? Happy, Wednesday, right? Happy Wednesday to you. It really does feel like fall, not fall. It feels like, oh my gosh, no, it feels like spring here in Pennsylvania. Drink my coffee, Sonia. This morning, waking up, the temperatures feel like it just got warmer, it warmed up. Snow is melting. You know, when you wake up in the morning and it just feels like spring is in the air, like everything's starting to thaw and the cold just gives way. It's feeling good here today. So how are you guys? Good morning, Brenda. Still drinking out of my Christmas mug. I told you, once a year I'm in style with that mug. Hey, Naomi, what's the temperature like where you are this morning? Is it, do you really feel like, you're on the other side of cold temperatures, or what's it like in season where you are right now across the other side of the world? So today I thought I would focus on chatting with you guys about websites. I've been saying since the very beginning that you need a website, right? But I got a question for you, just to make sure that you're ready for a website, all right? And what is that big question? So tell me as you guys, the daffodils are blooming where you are, Shonda. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a good sign. I'm going to take that sign that you're seeing over there and know that soon I'll see it here. We are in summer. Are you really, Naomi? Oh, you're in summer. So when we're in summer, later this summer, does that mean that you're in winter over there? Oh my. So we should just all ask Naomi to send us some sunshine. Supposed to be the sun's out for 5 days. Very, very nice. Weird for Maryland. Yeah, right. You're just south of us too. But hey, although you know what, there is a big difference when you drive south. If you've done a lot of driving and you start to drive south during a certain time of year, especially when it's cold, do you ever notice how you start to drive south and you're like, I swear the grass is green down here. Like they got leaves on trees down here. So the more southern you go, you start to see when you do the drive versus flying, you really start to see how the season is different for everybody, right? It's awesome. And yes, if you want to get out of winter, just drive south. That's all you got to do. So who on here has a website? I'm curious right now. Say yes if you got a website, no if you don't, or in progress if you have one in progress. But I'm curious to see what step you guys are at right now. No way. 95 degrees, Naomi. Oh my goodness gracious. I can't. Oh, wow. It's been a long time since I felt 95 degrees. Even when I went to Florida 2 weeks ago, they had like what was considered a cold period at the time I was down there. Now it was warmer than when I was up here, but it was like in the 60s. And that was, I went south for 60s, Naomi. Barb says, love the lime green and the purple in the woods. And yes, isn't that true? It's so nice when you start to see the green just come up through and everything looks so just depressed and gray and brown. And then you start to see that color, right? So I'm reading what you guys are saying here. A lot of you guys don't have your website yet. Jan says, no, Jackie says, I do, but I haven't touched it in years. No. Okay, good. Kim says, no, but are they expensive? Nope. My first website, I paid, I think it was right around $12 a month for it. So you sell one thing that gives you $12 profit. You have paid for your website, right? Looked into it yesterday, got nervous, thinking about it. Good. Okay. So as we're here talking about, using social media as a vehicle, but making sure you have your own real estate, this is a good topic. I want to make sure that I touched on this. There's so many parts of a website that can get overwhelming, but I'm going to break it down really, really simple for you guys in here and take like one side of the topic at a time. And so I thought, for somebody who's just starting a website, and I've been getting a lot of questions about a website, the biggest question that I would ask myself is truly right now, if I were to start a website, what would it be for? So why would you start a website? Is it worthwhile to even start a website are you ready for one? Do you feel like it makes sense right now? Or are you just starting one just to start one? Remember how I talked about yesterday, just mind your own business, right? To focus on your own self and what you got going on, and who cares what anybody else got going on. You just have to ask yourself, if I started a website today, me personally, thinking about what I got going on right now in the state of the business that I'm in right now, because you could spend all your time building a website or paying somebody, whatever you want to do. There's no reason why you can't build one. There's very, very easy. It's like Build-A-Bear now, except it's build a website. My first website I started with was Wix, W-I-X, and I had a great experience. And It brought me into understanding the website components. All right. And you're able to pick themes. When you think about websites, your mind might start thinking about, oh my gosh, I got to know how to code. I got to know how to put brackets and numbers and all these symbols. No, you don't actually. Now all you do is you go on and you pick a site that you want. All right. You guys start hollering out some different sites that allow you to build, like pull in parts to be able to build a website, or that allows you to go ahead. What ones are you guys using right now, if you're using one, or what ones are you considering, or have you found out there that is very reasonable in price? And I'm talking about it's actually website design, so you're not even worrying about that. All you're doing is picking a design that you like, that makes you happy, and going, okay, I could run my business on this, or this makes sense for me. So tell me what you guys are finding, okay? For the actual template design, not your domain, not where I'm not talking about the www part and buying your domain. I'm talking about, because you got to build the website and attach it to a place where it's going to live, right? I'm talking about building the house, the actual website design. That's probably a good way to think about it. You're going to, buy, rent, whatever, the domain, the plot of land, that's the www, that has to be connected to the house, which is your website, your design part, okay? So your house, your website, sits together on the address, all right, the www. So we're not talking about the www, the domain. We're talking about just building it, okay? So right now, me on a computer, before I even make it live, before I even publish it, where do you go, right? Where do you go? I'm asking for your opinions, ones that you've scouted out to help other people in this community to figure out where maybe they can go and they can find something that is reasonable, that is easy to work with. Because when you start on a website, it's not automatically there unless you put it there, right? It takes time. It's like doing a graphic design of, I don't know, you're working on your graphic design of your logo. You're working on a flyer, right? Before you post the flyer out on the lightning pole, before you put it out on the post office bulletin board, you got to take time to design it, right? And before it goes what's called live, and it's out there for everybody to view. So obviously getting started on a website is you got to pick a design. What's that flyer going to look like? What's your house going to look like, right? So, and honestly, that illustration of a house is probably really good because everybody's house is going to be different based on your business, okay? So that's why the most important question you're going to ask yourself is, what would it be for? What would my website, what would my house of business be for? Now, hopefully by this time you've nailed down what it is that you're selling, what it is your service, your solution, your product, what it is that you are selling, so that you now have transaction going on, right? You figured out something that people want from you and something that you can give to help other people in their lives, right? It can be a physical thing. It can be, like I said, a service. It can be something electronic that you've put together. It could be a course. It could be a book that you've written and you can download it in a PDF or an ebook sort of form. Figure out before you make that house live and you start inviting people over, what is it exactly that you want them to see? So again, say it with me. What is the website going to be for? So I can sit here and I can start trying to build something. But if I don't know what's going to be housed in that house, like what's going to go on, who's going to live in that house? What's going on? Why does it even exist, right? Is it a club? Like what do I want to put on the website? So if you're starting right now without figuring that part out first, it's probably very overwhelming because you're out there going, I don't even know. Like I'm looking at all this stuff. What do I even pick? It's paralyzed and you don't even know what to do because a confused mind doesn't buy. Put yourself in the shoes of your customer when you give them too many options, right? And they don't have enough clarity to even pick what they on their end. It makes them go, okay, I'll deal with this later. I can't deal with this right now, right? You, the same thing. You're out there shopping for websites, but you don't even know, say it with me, what it will be used for. All right. So if you're building a house and you know who's going to live into it, or even when you're out looking for a house that's already built, okay, there's certain features that you're going to need, right? Okay, I'm a family of 6. I'm a family of 2. There are things that I'm going to want. I want a dishwasher, okay? Maybe it's important to you that, you know what, I spend a lot of money at the pool, so I want an in-ground pool, right? I want something there. So when you pick a website for your business, think about what is it that I would use it for personally, okay? Sandra says, that's exactly where I'm at. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more on this. so you can figure out, okay, let me ask you some questions to figure out and get you a little bit closer. So now when you're going to these sites that, you guys are listing right now, excuse me, that you're going, okay, I know the bells and whistles that I need. Therefore, I can like take out a ton of these different themes or templates, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Naomi says she uses Wix, but she's also used WordPress. Yep. Candy says she's found templates on GoDaddy. Oh, no worries, Judy. You take care. You catch on replay. We'll be here. You have a good day. Nanette says PhotoBiz. Never heard of that one before. Celeste says, I don't know anything about a website. My concern is that no one will find me. That's true. Well, two things that lead people to your website for sure. Remember how we talked last week about SEO, search engine optimization? So remember how we said about the words that, think about this, when somebody pulls up a search bar in Google and they type in words, you got to make sure those words are on your website to help the Google gods, right? The Google robots be able to find your website. And what happens is when you have good words on your website, that's a great way for organic people to find you. They're just searching for stuff, right? You don't wake up knowing somebody's website, but you search for something and then Google throws you up those websites. And you go, okay, which one should I click on? Which one looks as close to the information that I need, right? That's finding it organically. There's other ways you can put your stuff onto, other search engines so that when people are searching on like Google, but they're going to other places like Pinterest, they're going to YouTube, anywhere like that, right? That leads back to your website. So that's like the organic side of things, people searching and finding based on the words that you have on your website. That's why it's important to understand keywords and the words that people would use when they describe what it is that you have for them. They don't know you. They just know that they need something in their lives, right? Business is about serving other people. What are they getting up this morning, waking up and searching for? And what do you have to offer them? The second way is when you promote yourself, you go, I am indeed a marketer. I can have the best product in the entire land, in the entire world, but if nobody knows about it, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep my business open, right? And that's where it comes to the point of you ask yourself, remember this quote that I said that stirs me to action? And it says, and I have it written down in the book in front of me because it's one of those quotes that hits me in the gut. And it says, did you even market your business today? If you're not, are you even in business, right? Even the best companies out there, they might even have an entire marketing team. And it doesn't have to get all crazy pants and fancy. It could just be you going live. It could be you putting up social media posts, leading people to your website, talking about what you do. And if somebody's interested in contacting you, well, here's the website, junkmonkeypaint.com. Go over there, right? So the difference is, this could be a whole other topic in itself, and I'll go into this deeper. But when you have a website, there's organic traffic and the traffic that you promote to go to it, okay? So when you're selling on your own real estate, the beauty is it's your place, all right? And the words you want to use. And, like, remember we were talking about this week about Etsy, like one of the things this week that it changed recently over the last year is that shops that do free shipping, they're going to show them more than shops that don't do free shipping for the customers. When you have your own website, you can decide however you want to do shipping, right? You're free. There's no banned words. I mean, like you're on Facebook right now and there's certain things, there's links that Facebook doesn't like. There's words that they don't like. I'm talking about, reasonable words, but yet they're trying to, please don't say that. We don't want people don't use a word like sale. Okay. SALE, sale. On your website, you can say sale all you want, right? That's not a banned word. That's not a word that's going to make your Facebook reach, your website reach decline. That is just, you can say what you want. There's so much freedom, right? When you are on those platforms, there's a lot of people on those platforms, right? There's nobody on your website, right? Until they know that your website exists there. And you can be on the platforms and steer people over to your website. When you are selling through things like Etsy, I started with Etsy as well. So I have experience working on that platform. When you're starting off and you are an unknown, right? There's very few people going to your website. You got to do a good job of promoting it. And when you get to the point where, okay, I think enough people know about me now, I can stop selling through Etsy, which gives me a great way to sell to people. Yes, they take a portion of what I sell, but hello, they set me up with payment processors, with security, secure checkout. Everything is streamlined. I'm not doing no website design. I'm just uploading my stuff. And for a few cents for each listing, it's all taken care of for me, right? The SEO, I show up in searches, all those things happen for you. So when you're doing your own website, now you're building your own place. And so you gotta take the most important things that you can learn and try to figure out how to apply it to your website. But there's a difference, right? Your website is your house. How do you get people to come over to your house? You let them know that you're in town, right? That you're having a get together over here, that you got something over here. There's food over here. There's munchies over here. We're planning a party. All right. Come out and enjoy. We're watching a movie. But remember that when, much like, at your house, if you tell people, hey, come over to my house, I'm talking about me all the time, they're going to be like, who is this crazy person? Remember, what would your website be used for? And think about this. Why do people go to websites? Why do you think people, you tell me, why do you think people go to websites? Dig deep yourself and go, the last time I went to a website where I typed in something on Google and it took me to a website and I went around somebody's website, what was the last thing or what was the thing that you were thinking? What was it that you, not necessarily you specifically wanted the product, but why? What was it satisfying within you? Was there something that you were looking for? Why do you go to websites? Lisa says, mirror SEO you use on Facebook on your website. Yep, the same way you describe yourself somewhere else, describe yourself over on a website over there. Jane says, I don't have one, but after seeing where the family lost all because Etsy shut them down last week, I think I need one. Yeah, right. There's no reason why you can't have both if you really want to. There's many places that sell on platforms like an Etsy and they still have a website. You can have both. You'll probably get to a point where you're like, this doesn't make sense. I'm getting so much traffic over here. I don't need to split my profit with somebody else now, right? That helped me. That was a season that I was in, but now I'm ready to fly on my own, right? Because I have, shared that enough with people that they know, right? At this point, junkmonkeypaint.com, if I were to show you my storefront right now, there's live people. It literally shows me a map where pinpoints of people all over the country and beyond, because we do Canada and we do Australia, where these pinpoints of people are looking at my store with their IP address. That's pretty amazing, right? Like it tells you, like websites are to the point today where depending on how you have yours set up or what you have, you view your store like a storefront. How many people are in my store right now? It's a virtual online store, just like you would have an actual store, right? People are going to your website like a store to get what they need. It's amazing. Then Brenda says that the last time she went to a website, it was to buy something. Chris says she went for information. Candy says to buy stuff. Okay, so she went to buy stuff. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that my website would be used for? So I want to ask you this, okay? And you can type it out as I'm talking to you. If you talk through this, maybe I'll be able to coach you a little bit because I'll see what you got going on as well and help you out this morning. And if not, you can think out loud to yourself and just kind of do a brain dump yourself. But what is it that you're trying to do with your business, right? Do you have a product, right? Whether it's physical or whether it's more informational and virtual and electronic, however you want to classify it. So do you have a product type thing? Do you have a service, meaning that my product is my service, right? Like I come out, be anything. I do custom, I do the service of, of photography for you, okay? I do the service of painting interior spaces for you. I do the service of, I am a VA and I want to assist you in your business, using what I have learned to help you move your business forward. So there's products, there's more of a service type thing. I will come and I will work with you and I will do this for you, right? I'm going to do something for you, right? Think even like a plumber. Okay. Think even like somebody in real estate, right? They don't own the houses, but their service is they help you find a house or sell a house, right? Depending on where they work, right? Or how about you're somebody that is more informational, okay? Where maybe you haven't this is a question I get. Should I even start a website if I'm not ready to even sell anything just yet? Yeah, absolutely. Even if you have you're a blog type person where you're at the point right now and you haven't gotten to the point where maybe you don't even want to. Maybe you're just like, this is my hobby. This is my passion project. I love showing people how to make wreaths. I love showing people how to do a backsplash. I love whatever it is that you're showing people how to do, right? think about this. Maybe you could do a website that is focused, the layout that just basically raises and makes your blog look good, your written word look good, right? So if you're somebody who loves to write, and you take, for example, maybe you write great emails, maybe you're writing something, okay? You're writing a newsletter. You are writing something, and every day or once a week, you put up a blog. You ever see one of my favorite movies? Tell me if you've ever seen this movie. It's called, is it Julie and Julia? I'm trying to remember. Is that what it's called? I love it. It's to me, when I put this movie on, it just, if I have it going, if it's a rainy day, she lives in this little apartment, and she's just getting started as a writer, and she finds the Julia Child's cookbook. Anybody ever seen this movie? It was like years ago, but when I see it on, I will watch it. Yes, Julie and Julia. Yes, exactly, right? So she basically says, I am going to start a blog, and I am going to work my way through. Was 365 days of the year she did it for a year of doing recipes, or did she do the entire book? I can't remember. It was one or the other. And every day she did a recipe, right? And she blogged about it. She said, you love that movie too? See, we are so much alike, right? If we were to get together, we would sit down and we would hang out. Celeste says it's a great movie about blogging. Yes, go watch that movie. Go watch that movie if you've not even seen it, but it is so good. And so probably for somebody in business like myself that saw that, like the parts that I admired about the movie was that she did that from home. She did that from home. And she started off with a passion project, which is where all good businesses come from. You're bringing something, or you're making something that doesn't exist because you have a love for it. And what you realize is other people have a love for the same things that you do as well, right? Which is awesome. So in this movie, she blogs every single day. And by the end of the movie, well, I'm not going to tell you what happens. Now you got to go watch for yourself because I'm not going to be a spoiler. But if you saw that movie, she was blogging. She was going onto a website every single day, and she was taking a picture of her beef bouillon or whatever it was, right? Remember that? And she'd take a picture, and she'd talk about her wins and her fails, and she'd talk a little bit about the recipe. And she just did that, right? Every day. And it helped her get better as being a cook. Such a good movie. I know. It makes me want to go watch it again. Makes me want to go watch it later today. I'm going to do my work, and that's probably going to be the thing that I watch at the end of the day. Just such a good movie. She cooked everything in the book. Thank you, Chris. So she went through the book and did that. And I thought, what a good movie, right? But that's what blogging could be. She wasn't selling anything, but every day she was doing a recipe. So think about, in today's age, you go on to the internet and you search for chicken noodle soup, you're going to find a ton of blogs, right, that are doing just that in the modern day, in the modern world, like we do it. Now, just a side note is that when you're blogging today, we have things called, remember how we touched on affiliate links and things like that? So you can take a passion project that you have where your love is just to write about something, whatever topic it is, because I'm going to tell you, you can talk about any topic and you'll find people that will listen to you. I mean, there's always somebody else that's going to appreciate what you're doing, right? Like there's always somebody who's into the same hobby as you or something. You'll find somebody, you'll have a conversation in a room with people and somebody will say, oh, I saw that. I do that too. Oh, I love that too, right? So you start doing your thing and people can find you through SEO and through you promoting it. But with the affiliate links, we have the ability to write. And even though that you don't have a product or you're offering a service of free, let's say you're offering free recipes, but how you can make money is through affiliate links that have been tied into the bowl that you use. You know, think about all the stuff that you can get on Amazon. Remember we talked about Amazon Associates? That's a topic. Go back and watch that if you missed that. And that's why I'm saying, make sure you listen to all these chats, put them on replay and go back and listen to them, because every single day I'm telling you something. And then when I get ahead and I tell you how that part fits with this part, I'm telling you today, you're blogging on a website and the conversation that we had about affiliates, that's where that conversation fits in, okay? So everything I said back then, insert it here. You write a blog and then you know what? You do an affiliate link, all right? And then people can buy. And even though you didn't make that cup, you didn't make that bowl for the chicken noodle soup, you didn't make that cute little darn ladle that you use, somebody else is going to read it and go, I appreciate this. Their eyes are on the value that you're giving. And they go, oh, wow, there's that link to that Pioneer casserole that Sonia loves, that dish with all those pretty colorful shabby flowers. All right, I'm going to buy that and get that sent to my house, right? And then you get a percentage, a commission off the sale. And you do that again and again and again. And what do you think happens? Your blog is out there, right? That's the beauty of, that's one of the reasons why I love, I'm going to be honest with you, that's one of the reasons why I personally love even like doing YouTube today. We live in a world where we can, and remember, Google owns YouTube, right? So think about that and that connection. That's a whole other conversation for itself. But you are able to put out content. And if you do your keywords, your description right, your SEO right, people can find it down the road. So the person that wrote that chicken noodle soup recipe, people will be finding it for years and years. And they'll be finding, you know what, for years and years, the affiliate links for years and years, right? As long as they're active. So think about that. So again, what is it that you would do your website for? Would you do it for a product, meaning you have a physical one, electronic one, something that you will deliver, whether it's virtually or physical to somebody? Do you have a service where you really want to set up a website to show people what you can do for them? All right, testimonials are going to be a really big part of that one, right? For somebody to hire you. You don't have a product, but you got great photos and you got great testimonials. Okay, do you see how a website with that can be really helpful for you? And are you doing something that's more blogging? And right now you're taking a different sort of you're just doing it different, right? You don't have a product and you're not going into people's homes, you're not delivering a service for them, but at the same time you are, right? You're blogging, you're writing informational content, which you guys said that, you know what, I went to a website to search for something, to find how to do something, right? People usually search for something and then they'll fall in love with the person that is creating the content. That's typically how it happens, guys. People are looking for something and then they come across a article on it. They come across, I mean, you think about you, how you find people. You are searching for something that you need in your life to make your life better. You find the person, you find the article, and then as you're listening to it or as you're reading it or, you know, as you come across that, whatever the video, whatever it is that you got led to, you listen and you go, wow, that person was so clear. I love the way they explain that. I love their style, whatever they do. I love listening to them. I just loved hanging out with them. I felt better about it. And then what happens? They fall in love with you as the creator. And then they get what you're doing. And so then they're following you, right, with what you're doing going forward because they get what you're doing. They get you. And that is pretty much what it is. Business is just about relationships. I'm a big proponent of keeping it simple, not overcomplicating stuff. And when you really break down to think about it, you're giving people what they want, right? You're creating a website that's set up. The last time you went to a website, Celeste says, that's how I found you. Well, I'm so glad that you are here. Nanette says, people are always looking to connect. Absolutely, right? We live in a very overconnected world, but a very disconnected world, right? You know what I'm talking about. Whole other topic. So you have to think to yourself, okay, now I figured out what it is that I'm doing in my business. So now my website will be set up and have the bells and whistles to support exactly what it is that I want to project to the world, right? When was the last time you went to a website? If you went to a website to find out about a company, you've already seen their product somewhere else, and maybe you want to find out about the company. Usually it starts with what WIIFM, remember? What's in it for me? What is it that I'm going to get off of this website? And so you have to remember that when you're presenting your website, you got to show the goods to the people because this is what they came for, right? You're back here. You're on the back end of it, right? That you make it happen. But your business is what's on the forefront. So when you build a website, it's not about you. It's about serving other people. Oh, do it, Chris. Yes. Chris says, I've already had some people ask about specific products that I happen to purchase from Amazon. I probably need to check into an affiliate program. I would absolutely do it. So here's the deal. You're doing it the right way. You already bought something from Amazon. You've tried it. You've tested it. You love it, right? And now when people ask you about it, because you're using it, you can tell them they don't pay any extra money. You just created a shortcut for them because you shared with them something that can make their life better and you love it. So it's not like you're out there going, buy this. I've never used it before. You know, that's the best when you're using products again and again, and you're like, oh yeah, here's the link for it. You just save people. They can go right to it. They don't have to search around. What was the name of it again? What is the size that you got again? Here's the link. Here's my affiliate link. All right. Thank you. When you use it, I get a few extra cents to keep the coffee pot a burning. All right. No big deal, but it does add up. Affiliates is all about volume, right? Making sure that you're always putting it out there. The more people click on it, the more eyes, remember we talk about the more eyes, the more people that click on something, the more likelihood that your sales will go up, right? Your sales, your services, more people are seeing you. Therefore, there's a greater chance of more people saying yes to whatever it is that you have, right? Lisa says bloggers collaborate and link to your blog, especially when they use your blog post to create something. Absolutely. Susan says, thanks, Sonia. You're becoming a great morning person. I am. I have now, and this is something to be said about habits. Okay, you guys know that if you started watching, or you've been watching me for a while, I am a night owl. But now I've converted myself, because when you have that conversation with yourself in the mirror and you go, I don't want to be staying up till like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, what am I doing? Okay. So then you have a conversation with yourself and you go, I either let it continue or else I don't. And so January the 1st, I turned the leaf and started getting up early with you guys, and I have not looked back. And now here it is, February the 19th. Okay. So a month and 19 more days later. And like this morning, I am now waking up on my own body clock 10 minutes before my alarm goes off. Isn't that crazy? Just to show you, you can train yourself to do anything. Like, you have control. Say it with me. You have control over your life and your business. All right. You just got to ask yourself, what is it that you want to change? And then you go do it. And the first little bit, it gets hard, but the more you do it, it just starts to feel right. So what is it that you need to do, right? Pam says, does it hurt your reach to post affiliate links on Facebook? I think that's a great question. And I think that's a whole other conversation, because I think I would do an entire topic on links on Facebook, regardless of whatever the link it is, right? Yes, you can post links on Facebook. You can it's not that you can't to post a link on Facebook, but I'll talk more on like how you can use links better. How about that? So website, what would it be for? What is it that you're doing? Okay. If your website, so these are some of the things that people think about, right? Think about yourself. When you go to a website, you want your website to be fast. When you're looking for information, have you ever X'd out of a website because you got the white screen? Like, hey, come on, like populate, load here for me, will you please? Like, it's taking forever, and you just X out of it because you're like, nope, not for me. It must be old information. Why is this website being so slow? Don't even want it, right? So a few other important things would be making sure that you're going to work with you're building your house, your website, right? Whatever service you're using, that it's going to load quickly. You're able to do tests on that to make sure it's populating okay. You're going to want to make sure that you have some strong photos, not just, dark, what I would call like home photos, okay? When you're doing a website, and before you make it go live, this is where you go in. Remember, we talked about bartering with other creatives that are great at taking a photograph, or if you have somebody in your family that can take it a headshot for you, the same headshot that you're using, your cover page. We talked about Facebook cover page and profile pictures, that was back in January. So hopefully by now you've, put the wheels in motion to have somebody work with you so that you can get those pictures. When in that session that you did, or in a session you're about to do, even if you just like walk away with like a good, half dozen photos, 6-10 photos. All right. You can populate a website, maybe a few choice pieces that you've done along the way. And just as long as you have some good stuff that really packs a punch, because when you go to a website, first impressions, right? You want to come across as being professional. And that's why it's important to have nice, clear, bright photos so people can see, hey, this is a professional here. They spent time here. I can tell. When you go to a website and it feels outdated, automatically you question the company itself. Like, okay, are they up on what they need to be up on? Like, is this website even secure for me to check out on? What vibes do you get when you go to a website and you can tell it's like 1990s? Like, how does it make you feel? It's like looking back on a high school photo, right, from years ago. And you're like, whoa, I haven't seen anything like this in a while. Jan says, I enjoy our mornings together. I even got up earlier today because I go back to work and I wanted to be completely ready before we got together. Oh my gosh. Well, I am glad you were here. Good, right? It does feel good when you get up early and you just feel more productive. You feel like you got more stuff done, right? Everybody got 24 hours. We're all in control of our own. So what are you spending your time at, right? Like this topic right now. As your business coach, I'm going to be honest with you. There's times that you have spent watching Netflix and watching stuff like that. Okay. Just doing those sorts of things, spending the hours. If you took those hours and you invested into your business, would your business move forward? Would you have gotten more stuff done this week? So it's always a balance, right? So videos are always good. If you eventually remember progress over perfection when you're doing websites. So my website is always a work in progress, and that's how you approach it. You don't wait till it's perfect. All right. You grow. All right. That's just what happens. You grow. It's life, but you're getting the most important things down. All right. What it looks like on a mobile device. A lot of people are like smartphones, iPhones, and things like that. That's how they view. Eventually, when you have a website, you might be able to go into yours and your analytics and see how many people are actually buying from a phone versus a laptop or a hard top computer, right? A hard desktop computer, because that's probably going to be the most important, how it views and looks on mobile, because that's might be how the most of your customers check out from you. And speaking of checkout, you're going to want to make sure that you are able to do a fast checkout for them. So you want to lay out your website in a way that it's going to, they can go click, click, click. They know exactly where they need to go, and it's not confusing, right? I think it being very, very easy to navigate, quick to load, and making checkout very secure and very easy for them is going to be really important to your customers. The other couple things that I like to include on a website would definitely be a way for people to contact you. People are more likely to do business with people they like, they know, and they trust. So if they know they have a way to contact you, and if it looks like a legitimate email, they go, or you have a phone number or something like that, and they feel, okay, all right, if I give my money to this person, I know nothing about them, but I feel everything feels like it's making me feel good about doing business with them, right? By them just seeing a way for them to be able to contact you. So make sure you include that as part of your website. And another one I'm going to talk about is social media links. So we were just talking about how, leading people to your website. But when you have a website to me is like a spider, okay? And it has all these legs, all right? Hairy legs. And so you got a website, and you maybe you're using great SEO today. We're going to talk about Pinterest and all those other things and how it leads people to your website. Great stuff that you can do. But basically, when people get to your website, you know what? What was the question we said, the most important question? What would it be for? So including your social media links onto your website is great, because people get to your website. Well, they might know that you have a Facebook channel, but they might not know that you're on Pinterest, that you're on Instagram, that you have a YouTube channel. And as you grow in business, you can add to those things, right? Get good at something and then continue to grow with it. It gets easier. It's just natural to evolve like that. But your website is like the catch-all, right? It's for all the stuff that is about all the parts of your business, okay? So all the stuff that you couldn't say in one social media post on Facebook, I could never say what is all on my website. I could lead with one thing on social media that gets people to come to my website to read more, to check out, to do whatever they got to do, see DIYs, see videos. And while they're there, that's going to spider out to all kinds of stuff, right? And that they go, oh my gosh, I'm on Instagram. I love Instagram. I didn't realize that Sonia was over on Instagram too. Maybe I should go over there as well. So your website is your spider, all right? And it can lead to different things, tentacles, whatever. Maybe it's an octopus, I don't know. But it can go to different things, and everything is housed there. And that is what is so awesome. But the very first question, now we're going to all those little things that I talked about at the very end of this conversation, we're going to go deeper into all of those. It's overwhelming to go into everything all at once. That's why I like to break it down for you guys. The most important question you have to walk away from today's session with, okay, in light of everything that we talked about, is the question of, nail this down first. What would my website be used for? What is it that I'm going to use my website for? Again, do I want a website that's going to work with me to sell physical products, informational products? Do I want a website that's going to work with me to highlight the services and how they can contact me and what I can do for them? Do I want a website that's going to be more informational? And maybe I'm going to be a blogger and I want a be able to type out great, valuable information. Have you figured that part out yet? Because if you don't know what your website's going to be for, don't start building it yet. This is what you start doing is putting it on paper before you start going out shopping. Don't shop for the home base. Don't shop for the home of your dreams, or what the next home that would fit for you, that would be ideal for you and fit into your life. Before, what do? You sit down and you figure out, well, what is it that you want? What exactly, how do you envision yourself in this house, right? What are you going to be doing in here? What is it? What's your needs? in order to support what you're doing. Because then when you're shopping for website templates, you can pick a template that is more for transactional, for physical goods, for digital goods. You can pick a template that is more for service to lay out. Maybe it's got great video. Maybe the home page gives a display of the beautiful photos, and you're a wedding photographer, so that's going to be a great use. Or maybe you want a website that's going to be built more for bloggers and for, like I said, informational writing. So if you can figure out which category you fit into, that alone, when you go in to find the website, you know how you can filter out all different kinds and styles? Well, you're going to be able to filter out to look at the selection that's going to give your product the best stage possible, right? Whatever it is that you do, say it with me. So was that helpful as I'm like losing my voice here? So who needs to do some work right now? Go back and write down, ideally, what would my website be for? Lisa says, can you post your Facebook Lives videos to your website? Yes, you can. Yep. Any of your content that you do, you can post to your website. That's what's beautiful about it. And you can put it into categories. You can do all kinds of stuff with it, right? So I would ask myself, what is it that you want, that you're posting on Facebook? And maybe that's how you can figure it out. And that will help you as well figure out, boy, did I like go way down an alleyway? What exactly am I posting on Facebook? Okay, what am I doing over here? Am I posting everything under the sun? Have I even figured out for myself? Because if you can't figure out what it is that you do, then you've got bigger things to think about, right? You have not figured out yet what it is that you're selling, let alone what you're going to use your website for. So if you can't figure out what you're going to use your website for, one of the clues could be going to your social media and going, well, I've been posting. What are you posting about? Right? What is it that you've been posting over there? What is the business? How does it make sense and fit into your business? And if it doesn't, then you know what? There's no better time like today to go, okay, I got to figure this part out. What is it that I'm selling? And then what am I talking about on my social media? Does it all fit in the magazine, my business magazine, right? My morning show of what I'm doing here? Candy has a good question. She says, I guess my question is, Sonia, how do you split your time between all the irons in your fire? Prioritizing, right? Just like you're going to prioritize, what is it that you want your website to be about? Basically, you're prioritizing. You're saying to yourself, what are the core points, right? If I were to really just bring it as simple as possible, what are the core points of my business and what am I going to put on my website? And the whole time management question, that's a whole other topic in itself. But yeah, you prioritize and you ask yourself in the day-to-day, we all get the same amount of the day. What's important to you for your business? What are the core points of what your business does do? And are you doing those? Or are you doing busy work over here? Are you making sure the things that are the money-making activities, like that actually move your business forward? Are you working on projects that your people have been asking for? But it's all got to tie into the core priorities of your business. Otherwise, everything else you do is not the big things that are really going to help you grow your business, right? It's all about prioritizing and figuring out, what do I sell? What the heck do I stand for? Remember when we did that exercise earlier on in January, one of the first things I started with? If you had to describe your business in a few short sentences, what is it that you do? Did you guys figure out that at that point, what is it that you do in business? So when you're in the elevator with somebody, the elevator speech, they call it, that's what the industry calls it. If you're in the elevator with somebody and they says, what is it that you do? Will it take you a long time to figure out what you do? And if it does, then you know what? It's okay. What it just means is that you have to take a moment to sit down and quiet with yourself and focus on your business, because what you focus on will grow. But if you don't know what you're focusing on, then what the heck are you even growing, right? That's when you get overwhelmed. And I can ask myself in any day, it's called clarity. What is it that I need to work on today? I got a million things I need to do right now, right? Like as I'm sitting here right now, I have a million things that I want to do for my business, that I really wish I had time if I have 5 of myself to do. but you know what? I'm realistic, right? And so I know right now, out of all the things floating around in this crazy head of mine, the most important things to focus on today, because these are the things that I have to get done because they are directly linked to my business, to my customers, right? Like everything else, I fit around it. And then, but this is the core. It's the bucket with the big rocks in the sand. What are the big rocks in your business, right? What are the big priorities in your business that you absolutely have to get done in order to keep your business afloat, in order to keep your customers happy, right? To keep yourself relevant, that you have to get done in business. Those are the big rocks. Put those into your bucket first. That's what you do with your time. When you have so many irons in the fire, you put the big priorities in the bucket first, right? Everything else becomes sand. Everything else becomes sand around it. Otherwise, if you put the sand in first and you're doing all those little things and not the big things that you've got to get done, the nuggets, the actual good goals, right? The stuff that you have to get done for your business, they won't fit. Same thing with your website. Instead of throwing sand, right, to build your website, lots of things everywhere, get really good and sharp focused, okay? What is it? Go back with me. What would my website be for? What is my goal? What is my priority? What do I want to put front and center on my website? Okay, and that'll be our continuing conversation of, what tabs do I put, Sonia? What should I put in my menu? Okay, I've figured out now what it is that I want my priorities to be. All right, like what is it that my website is going to serve, the objective it's going to serve. Now, let's talk a little bit more about, okay, so what do you need in your navigation menu, which is the menu that goes across the top, or you click and it opens up, right? But you got to start with that stellar focus. Good deal. Bridget's got 2 pages of notes today. All right. So if you need notes, call Bridget. See you, Sandra. Hannah says, do you manage your website yourself or do you have a helper? And did you design your website yourself? Yes to both of those. So I built my website myself. I picked a theme within Shopify and I design and I manipulate the theme to customize it for myself. Brenda says, have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Sonia. You are so welcome. Starting off with, at the end of the day, people, like, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know, if you have dancing unicorns across the top of your website, that's all fine and fancy. But most people come to your website because they want the information. They want the value that you can give to them. So picking a website and going with even the most minimalist theme, keep it nice and clean, easy to navigate, is much more important than trying to find a website that's going to give you slideshows. Because you know what? When you get into things like slideshows and, more complex sort of websites, that's a whole other component, because how fast will they load for your people? A lot of people will shut it down before, if it's taking like it's lagging and it's not like loading up quickly and things like that. There's no reason why we can't have a very minimalistic website and it work perfectly. You don't have to beat yourself up and think, I got to have the best website in the world. No, you don't. You just got to have on it what people need, what they're looking for. Give it to them, make it easy for them, make it easy for them to do business with you, right? So I'm going to leave our conversation here at this point. We have talked about a lot of stuff, but again, the most important is for your website, with everything we talked about today, what is it that you would set your website up to be about? What is it going to be used for? So you can help pick a theme, so you can help pick a design that's going to support exactly that. And if you don't have that figured out yet, then it's going to be really, really hard. And you're going to be like, why am I even doing this? Why am I spending all this time trying to build a website and I don't even know what I'm going to use it for? Chris says, yes, I go into a website too complicated and I close it out. Yep. Actually, we want simple stuff, right? I've said from the very beginning, if you can keep your business, keep it simple, sweetheart, we go down into this rabbit hole thinking we have to have the best of everything. When really, you know what? You just have to have your quality product, your service, your solution that gives value to somebody else's life, and then make it just a very easy place for them to go get what they need and be able to make a quick decision. That's all it comes down to. Kim says, do the places help you in designing the website or do you have to do it all yourself? No, they've actually laid out the design. You just click it. So if you go to, I've shared with you guys the one that I started with, which was Wix. Just go to Wix.com, go in there, and you can set yourself up with a free website. The only thing is it's branded with their name, but it could be a great one to play around with. And then when you're ready, you just go ahead and upgrade to, I don't know, the $12 a month or the $10 a month, whatever it is right now. And then that way their logo drops off. And that way you have your complete branding yourself. But when you're inside of there, it'll say, okay, what kind of theme are you looking for? Theme meaning design, okay? Do you want something, you can click minimalist? Do you want something that's more blogger? Do you want something that's more sales transactional storefront, right? That's what I say. When you do this thinking, when you go in there, it's going to make it easier because you've already decided what your website's going to be for. It's going to be easier to pick a design. And then it's really easy as just clicking, and it goes, click on the header, fill in what your header is going to be, right? Click here. What's your menu items going to say? This is a paragraph right here. It's filled with fake text right now. You click on it, the old text deletes out of it, and you delete what the new text is that you want it to say. So the best thing is to start playing around with it, because remember, it's not live. So meaning it's not published yet. Nobody's seeing what you're doing. So go in and create something, play around with it, get the idea of how it works. You got a back arrow. You could always undo something that you've done, right? It's not like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world if I go in and I play around with trying to create my own website. So give yourself the okay to do that. That's a good, yeah, absolutely. Shauna gives a good point there. She says, rule of thumb is no more than 3 clicks for them to find what people are looking for. Yep. Anna says, Wix is very helpful. I used it in college for my portfolio. Absolutely. And here, if you go to Google and you just do a search for other website builders like Wix, it'll give you a list of a bunch like other ones that are out there. And there's always new ones coming. But if you can find a website that you've heard about before and has been around for a long time, that gives me a sense of, okay, they've been around for a long time. I feel safe working with them because they have got social proof, right? They've got credentials. They've been around for a while. And so this will be a good company to be on board with. You don't want to build a website ideally with a company that's so new that you don't even know if they're going to be around for the future, and you're investing your time to build it. So if you go with one that's well-known, that's good because they've been around for the long haul, right? And they've probably gotten better, and they probably have lots of bells and whistles, and they figured out how to take care of their customer. So hopefully this was helpful today, guys, to get you started down the path of figuring out what it is. If you had a website, dream a little, what would it be for? Now sit there and map out with a pen and paper going, okay, if I went to a website based on what I do, what do I think people would want to see? If I was buying something from myself, if I was making use of my own personal services, what's going to be important for me? You got to separate yourself, right? Separate yourself from business. This is my business here. People are coming to my business. I'm back here behind my business, but what is it that they want to see right there when they come? And then start writing down what it is that you're going to need. Pam says, I think computers had just been invented when I was in college. Very nice. All right, guys. You're welcome, Stacy, and absolutely, Shirley. So you guys have a great day. Let's go work on the things that we know we have to get done in our business, and you know what they are. You know what they are. They're probably giving you those feelings of pits in your stomach, like, I gotta get them done. I put this off, and I gotta get it done. Yes, you can compare. Yeah, you can go out and you can do market research to figure out how other people are doing things, and then go on, okay, I like this, right? That's called market research. You can go online, look at other websites and go, I like the ease of how they have this set up. You can change your website at any time. Absolutely. You're welcome. Have a fun day too. Do something that makes you happy and moves your business forward. All right, my friends, I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Bye.